Welcome to a freezing cold Wembley Stadium, but more importantly, welcome to the first ever episode of the Marathonbet non-league show. My name's Dylan, and along with the rest of the NLS crew, we'll be travelling up and down the country to bring you the best stories from non-league football. Before we get started, like the video, subscribe to the channel and help us grow, help us make more of these episodes. So for this, the first ever episode, we decided where better to start than the home of English football and the best club competition in the world, the FA Cup. Since being formed in 1888, Barnet Football Club have never made the fifth round of the FA Cup, but they got a chance to when on Monday night they play host to Championship side Brentford. Ahead of this massive tie for the club, we caught up with caretaker manager Darren Curry to see how he and his side are getting ready for this clash. Darren Curry, Barnet manager, thank you first of all so much for being the first guest on the Marathonbet non-league show. It really is a pleasure to be here at Barnet and obviously to have a chat with you ahead of the FA Cup tie on Monday night. I imagine it's been a pretty busy week for you. How are the preparations going for the game?
Yeah, no, they've been good to be honest. From what I gather and what I see, everyone's looking forward to the game on Monday.
Excellent. Now, obviously it's FA Cup on Monday, but you were involved in a League Cup tie a few years ago with Barnet, and it was a very famous tie, wasn't it?
Yeah, many years ago now, very early on in my career. We managed to beat Wolves at Underhill 2-1, and I got the winner late on in the game, so yeah, fond memories of that night. Fantastic,
you take a last minute winner in the game on Monday night as well.
Well, let's hope we get a repeat on Monday, that would be nice.
Now, obviously it's Brentford coming here on Monday night, but you can't be scared of Championship opposition, having knocked out Sheffield United, high-flying Sheffield United, in the last round. Sheffield United, a club that is very close to your family, I understand.
Yeah, so obviously my uncle Tony is a big legend, big idol up at Sheffield United. He's never moved back to London because of the way he's idolised up there. He's worked for the club for many years now. So the tie was a big family event for us. And you talk about being scared, it's not. It's something that I wanted to get into the boys before the Sheffield United game about playing with no fear whatsoever. Once that whistle goes, it's 11 v 11, and if we can perform at our levels, we'll always have a chance.
Absolutely. Okay, now let's be honest, Darren. You knock out Brentford on Monday night, get for another couple of rounds, obviously, and then you're at Wembley, and Wembley is somewhere that you know very well. You grew up there, understand, and obviously talking about your Uncle Tony, the Sheffield United legend, he played at Wembley and in fact played in an FA Cup final, captained QPR in an FA Cup final at the old Wembley. What memories do you have of the area and of that game in particular? Well,
like you say, I was a young boy. I lived there through all my childhood, so I'm very familiar with the surroundings. My school was a stone's throw from the stadium, so fond memories. FA Cup final day in my house was a big event. Everyone would come round. Like you say, 1982 was a great day for the family again. Uncle Tone got to the cup final. I was fortunate enough to be there on the occasion and watch him against Tottenham. So fond memories of that, although they didn't win, so he's obviously disappointed by that. But, without getting too far ahead of myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if we got to the semi-final and beyond, if you like, and had that chance? But I've tried to stress to the boys about one step at a time. We've got a huge task in front of us against Brentford, but if we can come through that, everyone's going to naturally start talking about how far we can go in it. I understand that. I'll be excited by it, but one step at a time, but one step that I hope we can take.
Absolutely. I mean, like you say, taking it one step at a time, but non-league has been there very recently. You look at Sutton United, you look at Lincoln, who did go that far in recent memory. So it's definitely achievable, and Barnet could be the next ones on the list.
Yeah, and I hope we are, and I hope for the players, I hope for the club, the fans. We've given ourselves a chance, and we've proved to ourselves with the Sheffield United performance that we're capable. And what I've stressed to the boys again is the level of performance on the day was outstanding. The result obviously spoke for itself, but the performance was excellent, and we need to reach them levels again. And we want to be the next team that gets spoke about, coming from non-league, coming from lower levels, that progress as far as they can in this cup.
Darren, thank you so much for having us here, taking the time to speak to us. Obviously, we know it's such a busy week for you guys, so really appreciate you fitting us in. So there you have it. Thanks again to Darren Curry and everyone here at Barnet Football Club for having us for the first episode of the Marathon Bet non-league show. We wish them the absolute best of luck in their 4th round tie this Monday night. If you've enjoyed the show, please show us. Hit that like button, subscribe, and help us make more of these shows about non-league football. Finally, to celebrate the first episode of the non-league show, we're giving away 2 prizes to our subscribers. First, we're giving away a signed Darren Curry Barnet shirt, so the latest shirt signed by the manager himself. And secondly, we're giving away 2 tickets to the stadium tour at Wembley, where you can see the actual FA Cup trophy on display. The winners of that competition will be announced on our dedicated Twitter channel, and all of the links are in the description. So like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and you could be in with a chance of winning one of those fantastic prizes. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again soon on the Marathon Bet non-league show. If you want to back the Bees, and we of course mean the Bees of Barnet, not the Bees of Brentford, then a £10 bet on a 1-0 win with Marathon Bet will return you over £180. See the link in our description.